EXR Tier 2 at Austria at a very, very wet Red Bull Ring circuit. Interesting weather, to say the least. But I think that's definitely shaped things up to be very different to what we expected, to be honest. I don't think a lot of people have been doing wet practice, so this is interesting. Hello, right, I'm back. But yeah, very tight and compact grid, but with 3-4 people joining in qualifying, we'll sure we get even more sweatier today. We saw a very, very interesting Tier 1 race yesterday with TRT Danny taking the win from FRA Arch from Yi Choco. Yep. On penalties, but yeah. I'm hearing that it's going to stay raining throughout the whole of quali, then it goes from dry to a wet race. We all know the weather system in this game is far from perfect, so it could be raining from the start, or it won't rain at all. Kind of like no in between there. So, yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people out and out laps now are going on board with Allergy Man. Kind of failed to make an impression so far in Tier 2 this season. Hasn't attended too many of the races, so he'll be looking quite assured to try and get a bit of a stamp on Tier 2. So it's making goes fast with 7th with a 14.7. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a clue what a fast time around Austria is in the wet, but I'm hearing 1 minute 12. Right, I'm back again. Yeah, apparently high 12s is what we're supposed to be aiming for, of course, in Q1. I will not be expecting that, but I'm sure later on into the session we will be seeing times more representative of that pace as Aliceman goes around the final corner. As we found out that Apex is actually not racing today, so one of the big surprises, or people that could have won, is actually not attending. The same with Speed Demon, who was probably the 2nd or 3rd quickest guy in this tier, also maybe not making it. It's going to be very, very interesting to see what the likes of EXR Dukes and B Matthew 717 could do, whether they can stretch their leading constructors or whether they'll have a bit of a stinky race like the Mercedes today. Hopefully these guys remember to brake, unlike Hamilton, as Alex Manstondley. Ooh, Mickey Mile 101 in the Ferrari now. Watch out for supply wraps when I'm getting told. Hold on. Let me open the Twitch chat, see what the go-to predictor Vivid Bunny may or may not be saying. Let's have a cheeky little look now. But I'm hearing that supply rapture could be one to watch today, and yeah, I don't blame him. I've heard a lot of good things about him. Never raced with him or against him before, but he could be one to look out for. Going original, he won in this session so far. Because this quality is definitely not going to live up to what we saw in Tier 1 yesterday, with the EXR Vivid getting pole with a 2.3 here in Q3, obviously on a dry surface, but I don't think we're going to see anything so just as climatic as that in the pouring wet rain. But Nicky Man going round the last one sets of 14.1. Of course, we can do 3, 4, 5 laps on these sets of tyres before they drop off. Yeah. Gerald Lizard saying interesting quality in the wet. Hashtag go to. Oh, they were saying hashtag go to driver. Yeah. It's definitely going to shake things up. In the dry, you'll be looking like the likes of Dukes, Luca, Dembele going for pole. But now in the wet, this could be an interesting one here. I can't lie. Oh, my wheel is working now. Good. So Benji apparently losing the car there, which is not good. The EXR Red Guard is possibly on a lap. Maybe getting a bit of traffic with Laxcube. Hopefully he moves out of the way, which he has now, I believe. Oh, never mind. He has it. Oh, Laxcube is almost into a wall. I don't think Edgar's was on the lap, actually. Looking further down, we've got the Red Bull of Space Apollo, Harrison. Oh, that time. Let's see what that time he does, and it's 14.7, putting him up into P6 provisionally for the moment. Probably going again. Let's have a look. Yes, he is. Missing the apex very nicely of turn 1 and accelerating very, very beautifully. Watch out for Harry / Space Apollo. Good driver in the wet. Okay, we will do. As we are on board with him now, actually, 2.5 tenths up, going into turn 3, a bit of traffic, but they have got out of the way rather sufficiently there. But keeping the good momentum up on this lap. Hopefully he can put a lap that will surely secure him a place in the top 15 today. Yeah. This probably going around the final, well, penultimate and final corner now. Down to 4th gear for that extra rotation. Get on the throttle pretty early. And comes around the final corner to set a 13.9 to put him into P3 in the session. So, a pretty nice lap from Space Apollo so far. He gets out the way of EXR Luca. Of course, a very, very prominent driver in this Tier 2 grid, and he's getting exceptionally fast the last couple of weeks. Let's see what he can do. Going through the first sector split now, braking on the curb to open up turn 3 as much as possible. He's half a tenth up using first gear, even just for that extra rotation as Jaden's round. I don't think that will deter Luca from getting his lap in. So we're going through the second sector split now. Big slides there. Still getting used to these conditions, and he's marginally down this time. We'll have to see what he can do through this last sector, but he'll have another 1 or 2 cracks at another couple bites of the cherry, as they like to say. Go around the final corner now using 3rd gear. A big fan of using lower gears, but that really does unsettle the car, as you can see there. Lucas setting a 13.7. Despite those big slides, so if he gets this clean lap in now, he should be absolutely flying. The purple sector 1 for Luca. A lot less slided this time. He's actually, never mind saying that, losing it in the higher gears there, so he's clearly still adjusting to the conditions. I suspect a lot of these drivers have been doing dry practice, so yeah, these conditions not exactly ideal, and they're probably on wet setups actually. Probably, maybe, I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one here. Do you go for a wet setup knowing quali is fully wet and the end of the race is wet, or do you go for the race, sacrifice quali, but have the first 2 bits of the race in the dry? So Luca, did you see that? Absolutely sideways through that middle sector. Okay, he's gone back into the pits. I think that lap time will be good enough as he crashes into the pit again. And Luca is not having the best of times in this wet weather. Yeah, Lizard, you will be able to join the race. Join for the race. Luca for pole and win, Vivid Bunny says. Let me just grab a screenshot of that in case that prediction does become right. The Flyraptor out again on intermediate compound tyres. This is interesting. Maybe the conditions are actually changing. I'm not too sure, but we'll have to wait and see actually, because when it's getting from wet to dry, it's very interesting to tell whether you're meant to be in the intermediate compound of tyres or the full wet compound of tyres. Oh, I just found out EXR Luca has got a 5-pace grid penalty for contact with... I didn't get that on stream, but he's had a collision with someone, and that is a big just upset. So now Vivid Body's prediction is all in the mud, because there's no way he's going to be there's no way he'll be well, he can get pole, but he won't be starting first. Pole. Oh, okay, fair enough. Another good question has been raised to me. Do they go just for the traditional strategy and hope that there's rain right at the end? Or do they go hard to the end? Supply Raps are getting very twisty there. So apparently Supply Raptor and Luca have had a collision, which is where Luca got his 5-pace grid penalty from. That's very interesting. But a lot of drivers out on the intermediate compound of tyres. Supply Raptor setting 12.6, so showing that the intermediate compound of tyre are definitely where it's at. Everyone seems to be out on the intermediates right now. So this could be very interesting. You've got the likes of EXR, Dukes and everyone below the top 10 all going out again. Most of the drivers are on inters now, as Lizard pointed out correctly. Zero Lizard saying IMO, mediums IMO, so I think the rain won't be coming too late. And that is interesting, because I think personally, with the way that this game works, it's very touch and go. I think starting on the mediums and going to planning to go to the softs if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't rain before lap 21. Yeah, I don't know whether you can hear Matty on the stream. You probably can't, but Matty basically saying that he thinks the medium soft strategy will be a lot better anyway, even if the rain doesn't come, or if it does come. Being on the softs when the rain starts to hit, you'll be at such a pace advantage compared to people that started on the hards or are on the mediums, that it would be worth saving that second stint for the softs, which I definitely agree with. Medium to hyper softs for one lap IMO. Yeah, nice one, Vivid. The hyper softs, yes, I agree. The ETSR Edgars now. Lap is EXR Benji goes pole with a provisional first position with a 1:11.5. That is interesting. ETSR Edgar's 5 up in his lap times, but you can see the people that have gone out on the wets, they are tumbling down the order, so they really need to get a time in on the board on the intermediate compound of tyres, or else that could be their qualifying over before it's even started. Yep. Oh dear. So Edgar has been validated and looks like he'll be going again. EXR Dukes has gone up into P6 now, finally got a lap on the board. We're going to go on board with EXR Benji if I can find him. Oh no, he's crashed. And he's in a wall. Nice. Benji just trying to rejoin the track safely. Very, very good stuff from him. But Lax Cube, that is, oh, never mind. He's also off. Yeah, a lot of people struggling to keep it on the track here. Yeah, it's probably not easy, especially with no wet practice. Lizard saying, I was thinking soft, depending on when the rain is too. That could be a strategy, but if the rain doesn't come until lap like 32 or something, you could be a bit screwed. As Amesy just joined, he's not going out for a lap here. Not gonna lie, he shouldn't be in the lobby, but there's literally zero we can do about that. Yeah. So that's Cube now. A bit of an pull down lap. Some people that are in the kind of drop zone aren't. Deb's belly at 11. I'm surprised he hasn't got a clean lap on the board here, but as you can see here, he is up a lot on his time. We're down into 5th gear, trying to get an extra rotation, that medium traction control, really helping him keep the car nice and stable. So he goes across the line to set a 1 minute 12.2, safely getting him through into Q2. I mean, actually, no one actually needs to do another lap, because, actually no, Amesy's, he's a person. I don't know who this guy is, but we'll go on board with him for a lap. Oh no. Oh wow. Yep. That is full traction auto gears controller if I've ever seen any. What was that? This is a very chalk driver. Nah, I'm joking. Right, let's see what he can do. He's short shifting. Never mind. He's not on auto gears. Taking my place slot. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, okay. And there's someone called Big Mac. Oh dear. Hold up. Right, sorry about that. I'm currently messaging these people. They should not be in the lobby. Yeah, that is the end of Q1 now. Yeah, these guys are actually... No, it's not an open. Ahern saying bonjour. Wait, what? Never mind, I've been lied to in quali. Never mind. It's try for Q2. Well, well, that's just great, isn't it? Okay, so that's just killed the anticlimactic bit. So it's actually dry Q2 and Q3 apparently now. So it's interesting. So that has really changed things. Now with the dry surface, people that I thought would be on pole genuinely could get pole position again. That has really opened up the doors for some pole positions and some very, very quick laps to come through. Ahern, what lead did you crash out of? Yeah, with a lot of people out on the circuit now, it's going to be fun to see what times people can do. So we're going to go aboard with the lap with the EXR Dukes. You can see how much more grip they've got. The track still won't be at its peak though, obviously at the start of Q2 when the rain's just stopped dropping. So let's go aboard with the EXR Dukes. Braking on the curb, out on before, down into 4th gear, absolutely flying through turn 1. Did EXR Dukes, they're doing a fantastic job with that, despite the tricky conditions. Let's see what we can do down into the braking zone of turn 3, a deceptively difficult corner. Go down 2nd gear, hooking up the apex decently nicely, and going up into 4th, 5th, 6th gear. Ahern predicting Dukes is going to win, and that Q2 pole time will be a 103.038. Very specific times there, but I'll have to wait and see. I feel like we'll see some quicker times than a 3.0, to be honest. So Dukes not on an awful lap here. It's probably going to be about a 3.2, but again we'll be able to go again if necessary. You can do 2 laps in the same set of tyres around this track. The tyre drop off is next to nothing to run, so you can afford to do that if you need to. EXR Dukes coming on the final corner to set a 3.5 for a lap at the start of the session. That is not awful. As he's going for another lap, as you can see there, taking it probably a bit better than he did before, getting a nice toe off MBSFN. Let's see what we can do going through the first sector split. Now, almost a 10th quicker. You can see how much more committed and more on the throttle he is. EXR Luca with a 103.123 now. Interestingly, no one else is actually out on the medium compound tyres, but EXR Dukes here on a very, very nice lap time so far. Let's see what he can do going through the middle sector split. It's a 44 flat. You can see how much more just emphasis and power he's going through now. Going through into the last sector. It's crucial you don't invalidate here. He's probably going to take it very cautiously. Yes, he has. Going down to 4th gear to get the rotation. And he invalidates, actually. And that would have been a 2.9 already, but he invalidates his 2nd run. So fitted tyres, okay. But actually, Edgar's is actually out on the mediums, but has only done a 4.4 so far. Sorry. Who else is on a lap? Wax Cube has invalidated 2 runs now. IG Man has gone 3rd with a 103.6, so pretty decent showing from him. So Luke has gone straight back into the pits. Hopefully that might be enough for him. MBSFN is on his 2nd run now. Trail braking very, very nicely into turn 6. Lucky not to invalidate there. He used all of the track available, but he does now there. So that could be his first run over. Yes, it is. Will he go again? No, he goes into the pit. So Space Polo having to let a lot of traffic through, and that is not doing his tyres any favours. You can see he's warming them up now. Should I just join to stop randomers joining and leave if Speed and Apex will join? Yes, that would be good. So Space Apollo starting his first line lap of the session, braking just after 100 meters forward, a lot more confident on the brakes, slightly misses the apex, but a lot of commitment so far. Let's see what he can do going through the first sector split now. It is a 0.9, so actually not the greatest of first sectors, but hits the apex very nicely of turn 3 and gets in the power quite early. For the shortest run to turn 4, where you need to brake on the curb yet again just after the 100 meter board, down into second gear, getting lots of rotation there, short shifting to minimise that wheel spin, and takes a very tight line for turn 6, a deceptively long and tricky corner that leads into the fastest second fast on the track, turn 7 and 8. He's done a pretty decent middle sector split there. This will probably put him P2 in the session. Oh yeah. So Spaceful actually losing a lot of time there in the last sector, goes into 8th with a 103.9. Who's that that's just done that? Dembele. Yeah. Oh, B Matthew doing 4 laps on one set of tyres just to do a 3.5. Interesting. Hey, Basil's in the chat. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. Oh, Chris Valeri's in chat. So Benji now on his in lap after doing 4 laps on the same set of tyre, which is interesting strategy. Who else is on a lap? I believe Mick. No, he's not. This is just starting a lap now, I believe. Yes, he is. So let's see what he can do now, braking on the curb, as everyone has been using it very nicely there. There's a half a tenth down going into the second sector. Very, very nice turn 3 though, hooking up that corner beautifully and getting some very nice traction there. Choosing not to brake on the curves, trying to keep it just nice and standard, not trying to exploit anything. We'll probably leave that for Q3 should he get there. We're going through now the middle sector, going down into 5th gear with a nice and tight line. It's been a much better lap pace, 2.5 tenths up almost going into the last sector. We just need to keep it valid. Going down into 7th gear, carrying a lot of speed through the penultimate corner. Now down into 4th gear, short shifting to 5th, and it's going to be a 1 minute 3.5, putting himself into P4 in this session. So very, very nice lap from Lizard there as he goes into P4 in this session. We go on board with Lax Cubus, who, oh never mind, he goes into the pits. DCSR Red Cars, I've just missed that, goes pole with a 103.009. Yeah, that's true, Lizard, I agree with that. 11 viewers now, thanks very much everyone who's watching the stream, greatly appreciated. MER Cooper, half a tenth up going into the second sector. Very, very cautious there on the throttle, not trying to get any wheel spin whatsoever, as that can end your qualifying run if you're not careful. Oh no, I think he's backed out actually. Can't tell. Yeah, he has. He's backed out. No one else, I think, is on a lap, or are they? No, pretty much no one's on a lap now. They're all going out on out laps, sort of laps now. So make sure we catch up to the next round that goes round on a lap, which will likely be not Edgar, probably so Fly Raptor. So supply wraps going down into turn 1, getting lots of rotation through there. Very, very good stuff. Supply wraps a very nice sector 1 there. Big lock up into turn 4, but gets a traction down very nicely. Hopefully Juice gets out the way, and he's completely blocked Supply Raptor on his lap. Could almost cost him. He was qualifying here, but if he can get a lap in, that will be that'll be very good for himself. But that almost was a catastrophe. Supply Raptor thinking quick and getting out of the way of the careless Williams driver there. In fact, our championship leader. Could that result in a penalty from the stewards for blocking and qualifying? Supply Raptor with a 3.4, that blocking cost him a lot of time there, and that could be a bit detrimental. The times aren't really flooding in like I thought they would be. I thought we would see a lot more 2s right now, but people not really needing to push now. This isn't Q3, they don't need to end their qualifying early just for some random stuff. But we are going to go on board with... going on board with E. Matthew, who just goes into P2 with their 103.049. I know. Yeah, fresh tires. So Mickey Man, not on our fiber. Lizard has gone out again now, and he is on his second or third flying run of the session. Go down into turn 3 now, almost 2 tenths up on his lap time. Looking up that corner even better. That turn 3 looked a lot better than last time. He heads down into the tricky turn 4. Lizard 2 and a bit tenths up on his lap time, and he'll be looking to get a very, very decent lap, which will hopefully secure him into the top 10 shootout. Take it very cautiously through turn 9 there, but let's see what lap time he's going to do. It is going to be a 103.4, improving by just under a tenth and getting himself into P6. We've got Laxview starting up. This is where he really needs to get a lap in as he spun through turn 1 again. So Laxview not having a very good qualifying so far. He really needs to start getting a lap in, or else he could be very much screwed for getting into Q3. P5 to P10, 2 tenths off each other. Yeah, it's very, very close at the moment in this qualifying session. Allergy Man, half a tenth down going into the second sector now. Getting a lot of rotation there. Big Bunny saying pole time will be a 0.8. That's interesting. Let's go around the final corner now. Let's see what that time he's going to do. It hasn't looked too slow. It's a 3.5, getting himself up into P9. Very touch and go whether he will make it through. But I think he's going to be going again as he invalidates. So I think that's qualifying over for him. Let's see Laxview finally get through turn 1 properly without a spin. Opens that DRS. Going through the middle sector now. He's 4 tenths up on his lap time. He's going to need a big improvement in the last sector, or else that could be qualifying over for him. He really needs to find some time in this last set, so let's see what he can do. Apollo out. Oh, that's interesting there. So Latsu goes into P12, cannot improve on his lap time, and that is him out. Same with Space Apollo, that is very interesting. So that means Algeban scrapes through by the skin of his teeth and gets through into Q3. EXR Dukes also going through. Harry invalidated his laps, unfortunately for him. Harrison M saying I have a full wet setup and it's supposed to be dry most of the race. Kill me. Oh. Well, that's an F. That's an F. I can't lie. Rounds off your Q2. Oh my god. Benji's got through on 4-lap-old tyres. Oh no. Benji's qualifying is not going too great. He's done his fastest lap on 4-lap-old tyres. That's going to put him at a massive disadvantage for the race. We'll have to see how that pans out. How he would have been P8 without his invalidations, that's unfortunate. So that was an interesting Q2 there. A lot of people invalidating a lot of their runs, something that is very, very customized to to this track. EXR Sky said, Louis, have come to boom your stream. Thank you very much. Everybody leave your predictions in the chat for what you think pole time will be, or who do you think will get it. And it's looking very overcast, I must say. Do we think it's going to rain at the end of quali? I don't know. EXR Sky saying Benji 2.9. Vivid Bunny saying Luca 2.7 pole and win by 5 seconds. That is brave. For me personally, I think I'm going to go with Luca pole with a 2.6 and then a Williams 2 and 3. But we never know. You never know in the racing. Anything can happen. So anything you think might happen might actually not. So we've got a few people going out rather early there. They'll have an extra set of softs, so I feel like people will be going for 3 flying laps in this Q3 session. Actually, we're going to skip on board to the Williams of EXR Duke starting his first flying lap of the session. Let's see what he can do now. Going through into turn 1 now. Let's see what he can do. Breaking just after 100 eastward down into 4th gear, hooking up the apex rather nicely. But with this Q3 grip, people are surely going to be pushing the track limits to the absolute most, using every bit of the grip the tyres can produce to try and set a representative lap time. Dukes using 3rd gear, maybe going to get a bit of a toe off this Mercedes up ahead. Yes, he's going to use that to full effect. They're gaining every thousandth he can. Bit of a poor first sector, but making up for it in the middle so far. EXR Sky saying Dembele could be in the mix. I can agree with that as well. So EXR Duke's going through the middle sector now for the 44 flat middle sector split. He's on for about a 3 flat at the moment. Let's see what he can do going into the last sector now. That's really the trickiest and hardest sector where you can throw your lap away. Easy to invalidate, but chucks the car in a bit cautiously, but gets a lap on the board, which is very important around this track. He sets a 3.0 there. Let's see what the next car, which is EXR Luca, will do. He comes on the final corner. I think it's going to be a 2 already. It's a 2.868, and that is already someone into the 2s in this Q3 session. EXR Luca with an absolutely ecstatic lap there, already beating expectations, and a very, very good lap time from him. Let's skip on board to Allergy Man, who's invalidated his lap. We're going to skip further back to Mickey Man, who's going through the final corner now. Big understeer there, trying to carry so much speed. Ahern's prediction 6 1,000ths off. Sky got a 0.7 sector, and got pole, so you're right. Dembele, another possible contender for pole. Dembele touches the grass slightly and does a 3.2. So B Matthew, on a pretty decent lap himself, could get himself up into a cheeky little front row of the grid here. Dukes has gone faster with a 2.8 there, as I've just missed that. But B Matthew absolutely chucking into the last corner, and this could be pole position. No, it's not. Just over a 10th off so far. The Renault Allergy Man, he's going through the last sector now. Needs to get a lap on board, or else he could be at risk of just finishing last in this qualifying session. He goes round and he sets a 6.2. I think he must have backed off or something on that lap. Mickey Man going into the pits now. Dembele not on a lap. I don't think there is anyone else on a lap. Front row will be Luca and Benji and Luca, says Ahern for the front row. But Viv Bunny saying Luca and Edgar. Anyone could get pole here. We've got so many quick people for this tier 2 grid that there's 6 or 7 that could get pole position here. Feel that we haven't seen set laps times yet, such as Supply Raptor. So Edgar going through turn 1, short shifting to 5th to minimise wheel spin. Not the cleanest of turn 1s, but he needs a decent banker. He's already got one, but he's looking to improve now. Going through the first exit split, he's 6 100ths down on his time, but he will gain some more, I'm sure. So Edgar's 300ths down on his lap time. He needs a good last sector, or else he might go into the pits and go again. He's finishing his lap time. Very, very nice penultimate corner, getting quite a bit of rotation there. Let's see what it's going to be. It's going to be a... Ooh, doesn't actually improve in his lap time there, like I thought he would. LBL Chris now, go on the final corner after invalidating. But Supply Raptor went up to P6 there. They're going to stick on board with Chris. Will he go through turn 1 pretty nicely? Yes, he does. So Chris going through the middle sector split now into the last sector. Can he produce someone to try and get himself a decent position? And I've just missed that, but Luke has gone pole with a 2.7. That's a very, very quick time. from the young Frenchman. As Chris goes up to P5 there. But Luca, is he on another lap? I think he is. Let's see. We could do going down. Oh no, he's not. Never mind. Ignore me. But a very, very impressive time from Luca there. I suspected that he would do something of that sort. So Lizard, the only person on track on the lap. Let's see what he can do. You can see the times have already started to ramp up in this Q3. Already got 3 people into the 2 zone. I suspect there'll be a few more by the end of this session. Lizard a 10th.5 up going into turn 2. Very nice at turn 3 as we've seen all session. The 2 Williams going out nice and early for their runs. So we'll go on board with these guys to see what they can do on their final runs. HSR Lizard now going through into turn 4. Turns in a bit early there, which is costing quite a bit of time, but we'll see what he can do going into the end of the middle and into the last sector. But decently tidy, he's 2.5 tenths up. This could be a 2.9 from him here. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure he's going to finish this lap to try and get every last bit of performance that he can in this qualifying session using 7th gear as per usual. And down to 4th gear, short shifting to 5th. And what time is it going to be? It's going to be a 2... Oh, it's a 3.1. Not quite improving as much as I thought he would. So we're going to go on board with the leading Mercedes, Williams car, which is B. Matthew. Let's see what he can do now. Going through the last corner, starting his second to last run in this qualifying session. Let's see what he can do. Braking just on the curb now. Missing the apex slightly in turn 1, but carries a lot of speed through that corner. As you can see, taking the tightest line down into turn 3, touches the grass slightly and he's half a tenth down. Not using the curb at turn 3, maybe the nerves getting the best of him, but getting very nice traction out of turn 3. Let's see what he will do going up, down into turn 4. A very, very tricky corner, staying off the curbs as well, just like HRL Lizard, trying to keep the car nice and stable. Let's see what Benji can do going through the middle sector now. Just a bit not great from him. Losing quite a bit of time there, and he's a 10th and a bit down. So we're going to skip to Dukes, who actually invalidated. We will try and invite Jaden back again, but Benji now. Oh no, he's actually not going again. Never mind. Maybe he is. I don't know. Well, anyway. I think we're going to have to go on board with one of the main people himself. People for pole. Yeah, we are. We're going to go on board with EXR Luca. He needs to find himself a little bit of space here. Kind of struggling for it at the moment. So that's what we're going to skip on board with EXR Juice going round. Final corner for his last Q3 run. Let's see what he can do. Go through the first sector, mostly straight, but that one corner can determine it. As Luca's binned it, that could be crucial for quali. Luca has actually crashed out, and Dukes could be the lone man going for pole here, hooking up this lap pretty nicely so far. He needs to nail this end of sector 2 and sector 3 if he wants any chance of getting pole position. Let's see what he can do now. Go through the middle sector. It's purple. Will it be enough though? I don't know. He's going to have to find another 10th in this last sector. He's got to find something here. He's got to find it now. He's got to have a very good last sector. Let's see how much he chucks it in. He does. Very committed there. Going through the final corner now. Let's see what he can do. Is it going to be enough for pole? Or is it going to be second place? It's going to be second place for Dukes' last sector. Very, very nice, but lessing him down. The Fly Raptor going through the first sector now. Very, very good stuff. Oh, apparently Benji. Benji could be on for another flying lap here. His 3rd lap on this compound of tyres. And it seems that everyone's dying today. I don't know what's going on in Q3, but people aren't quite hooking up their laps. B. Matthew now going through turn 6. Hopefully he can set a very nice lap. He's 6 100ths down. I don't think he's going to be able to improve, so we're going to skip back the Supply Raptor, who's a tenth and a bit up on his lap time. Let's see what he can do going through turn 6. Very, very nice and tidy from him. 10th and a half up, taking turn 7 and 8 pretty well as well. This could be a front row position for Supply Raptor if he gets this last sector right. Let's see what he does. Very, very cautious there, losing quite a bit of time, and as he validates. So my prediction for quali is actually right for once. Luca is on pole position with Duke P2 and B Matthew P3. That's very unfortunate there, but Luca, despite not actually finishing, getting pole position, but with the quali glitch that we all know, if he retires in quali, he might actually be starting last of people in Q3. So that was, Vivid Bunny back to his predictions, called pole with the 2.7, and he got it right. So that was an interesting Q3 there. People, to be honest, not quite getting the lap times that I thought they would. Yeah. So on to the race now, which could be very, very interesting. Let me just share a clip. So we might be having a lobby restart here, depending on whether some of the people leave or what we're going to have to do. Have we got Q2 bits? I think we're going to have to be doing a lobby restart. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lobby restart. So yeah, sorry for this. Time to another lobby restart because of stupid drivers in the lobby that shouldn't be. I'm very, very sorry. Right. Sorry whilst I make this lobby. Just bear with us. We'll be ready in like 5 minutes. As I just set the lobby up. Oh god. What do I do for weather? I think I'm gonna have to do custom.
Louis,
what was the weather?
Why? It was
like
all dry.
People.
It was all dry.
It was not all dry. People said it was raining at the end.
No, it was raining. Yeah, but it said rain in like 45 minutes.
Okay, I'm going light cloud, wet. Because there was 4 people that joined in Q1 that took cars and were like driving all over the place. Right. No.
What? Luca had a penalty.
Luca had a penalty.
He got brake checks going into the pits. That's
Does he
not
have a
his
clip?
fault. Yeah.
Where is it?
Lads, just chill.
Where's
trying
the
to make-
clip? I just no. I'm
I
not
am
annoyed.
streaming,
I just want
by
to see
the
clip.
way, so...
No, I know. I know. I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I just want to see the clip. Louis, where's... What do you mean? It's because I took it out. Yeah, so... Louis, have you seen the clip?
Yeah.
Can you send it me?
Yeah, let me do the custom grid first.
I know, but I would just want to see the clip. Luca doesn't have a clip.
It doesn't have a clip. It doesn't have a clip.
So that means we can't take it off.
Also,
that's just the rules.
Hmm.
What do you mean? What do you mean? That's the rules.
Apparently, MBFS apparently saw it. Well, I want to watch MBFS.
Right, I'll be back in a minute. Do we remove Luca's 5 place? He doesn't have proof of the collision, so... Right, apparently Rapt has a clip. Right, I'm doing custom weather. It says, according to Ollie, there's rain at the end. So I'm going with dry start. I've done light cloud, overcast, and wet. So light cloud, dry, overcast, dry, and wet, which will be emitters, I believe. Grid editor. Select 11th. Select 11th. Cooper 12. Okay, right. Someone sent their clip in. Right, lads. Everybody go to tier 2 thing. I need to see. Can you? Actually, no, Dory. Right, hold up. Okay, bear with us. We'll be starting in a minute. I need to make a decision on whether this gets removed or not. Matthew, have you seen the clip? I need you to look at the clip, lad, before we start. Go to tier 2 clip submission. Lucas just hit him when this guy's on the far right of the track. And he's hit him. Oh, fuck. Right. How can you not see? How can you not see? Like, what's going on there? I mean, this guy moves out of the way. What more can Supply Raptor do? But is that a 5-place grid penalty worth incident? That's. Okay, right. Okay. Right, okay. Finally, we are back. Everybody, right, thank you for everyone who's still watching. I actually appreciate it a lot. Thank you very much. But yeah, it should be raining at the end of the race now. Apart from it doesn't look very cloudy to me, but there's still 45 minutes worth of the race remaining, and I'm hungry. But yeah, you can now see who's starting on first. Decision that was made by me and a few of the mods. So yeah, EXR, Matty, Vivid, and myself all making that decision. Right, the reasoning was, it's very hard to see because it was fully wet conditions. He couldn't see the spray. He was just taking the racing line, and there was a car like camouflaged in on the grass. They lightly tap, and he gives, yeah, he, yeah. This guy, he tried to move out of the way, and it just didn't work. Plus, it was the slightest bit of contact, and it caused a 5th place, which seriously wasn't it. Luca was on a flying lap, so it's not like he's hit him when he isn't on a lap. And it's nothing that Supply Raptor's done necessarily wrong. So, anyway, that is the reason behind that, and deal with it. So, all the top 10 starting on softs, so nothing booky there. Interestingly enough, Jaden has gone for hards. Only one person going for the hards, but everyone else we're trying to make it realistic as possible, and he's using the restart as a get out of jail free card. Yeah, but anyway, moving on, we are back hopefully with an exciting race, I must say, as Jukes gets disqualified from the formation lap. That's interesting. So, oh, Ollie span into a wall. Oh, brilliant. Yes, Ahern, everyone is on the correct tyres. Now, this is where my goated prediction skills come in handy. B Matthew, absolute geezer in the wets. If it starts to rain decently early on, B Matthew's getting the win, I'm going to guess. But if not, then Luca is going to win, I believe. Of course, this race notoriously isn't just a race won on pace, as it's a DRS train most of the time. It's about who can nail the strategy and who can get the least amount of penalties possible. Then Belay for P1, EXR guy says, oh, you should change your name to EXR Washed Opinions. Ray said he'd win by 5 seconds. Don't know who that is. Now, Louis, who's going to get driver of the day? Guess now. I think EXR Apex or Speed Demon or Porky. Any of the people that joined just now. Oh, the guy on hard. Right. Anyway, finally we get to some actual racing after 2 lobby restarts. It's always tier 2 as well. It's always... Right, anyway, moving on. We're going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights out. And away we go for this. Oh, never mind. We don't start. Oh, now we're starting. And away we go for the start of the Austrian Grand Prix. Luca gets a very good getaway, followed by Jukes, who gets a lot of wheel spin at the start. ETSR Redgar up into P4. Oh, that's Jukes into a wall already. No, B Matthew. And B Matthew is absolutely flying. I don't know what he's doing there. And there's already a safety car. And it's lights out and away we safety car. Jaden's out at turn 1. B Matthews lost with wing damage after starting P3. And Luca has been gifted off the start. This is going to really help the medium runners. Let's see who the most further up medium runner is, because they will be at a big advantage here. Let's take a look at the tyres. So, MBSFN kind of keeping positions here. Yeah, so there's not really too much going on there. But I do want to kind of see what happened at the start again, because I don't know what happened, quite frankly. Fly wraps are into the pits. Interesting. Is he getting a wing change? I don't know. He's bidding for the hard compound of tyres. That is interesting. Maybe hoping to take them to the end of the race. Yeah, Benji spun out of turn 1 straight into a wall, getting a red wing, hit into the Red Bull of Jaden, and yeah. So, EXR fraud. Scottish fraud strikes again. Irish fraud. Oh my god, it's a good day. EXR Appley is joining the lobby. This is what we like to see. A safety car already calming things down. No. Now Ed's here, we get 20 views. Nice. EXR Sky with a funny joke for once. Yeah, just boring safety car stuff. Benji's pitted for softs. Why hasn't he gone for hards? I will never know. He's pitted and gone for softs. And he's warming them up for no reason. But we move. Oh, I could have gone in God. Drink or something.
Mickey Mouse had a very exciting Ferrari, been up 5 places at the safety car coming in this lap.
Oh, Ed, have you joined commentary?
Yes, I have.
Oh, this is just great. What more could you wish for?
Now we'll see how EXR Luca does his restart. Will he do an actual restart or will he do a cut?
Yeah.
I don't think so. There's only one driver.
So, B10 Kravitz, EXR Luca getting a very good getaway now. ETSR Radar,
Right stick with it.
one of our partnering leagues doing very well in P2 here. Could he be going for a move on EXR Luca very early on? I wonder, as they come soaring
He's
through
using a
into
lot
turn
of his
3.
content, like both of them drained a bit of oil and like down to just under 60% there. Luca very nice in covering and but because isn't quite able to get the better run initially out of the turn. He's going to use that 60 and that ERS and he's going to go for another move. He's going to go down the inside towards turn 4. He's going to get just enough alongside that we can catch the room. Or we can actually start going to run on the outside and hold that position for now. Very good driving from those two at the front. If the barrel's going on further down, it looks like space to follow. Red Bull is trying to size up a move on MAR, so Cooper has been Matthews scored in Pokemon Man just further back.
Yeah, unfortunate start for B Matthew 717 after starting P3, him and his teammate in P2 and P3 respectively, crashing out first up after binning it was not the best way to start. But you can see Luca with a very, very quick third lap of the race. From practice myself, I know that's a very, very quick lap to do early on. Of course, using a lot of his overtake button to try and keep Edgar.
Here's how Chips is going to go for a move on Mickey Man here. I think he's actually not going to make it to that 3. He might go for one in turn 4 though.
Braking very late there. Will he be able to go for a move into turn 4? I doubt it because of this DRS train. I'm sure the train is already falling.
Back here, there's Dembele and EXR. This is very close towards turn 4. Dembele having to give the position. And it's something wide through turn 4 now. Ashton Man.
I think we're going to find like the traditional boring races at Austria. There's either going to be one big DRS train or 2 or 3 little packs of drivers that kind
Apex
of
has made
in
a
their
good move
own
on
little
the
thing.
speed demon up the inside towards the first on the left hand, just seeing a little bit of the track here.
Choosing to start on the softs is a very interesting thing to do.
And the supply ramps are already getting up to 3-second penalty in the hat.
Oh, DRS now being enabled.
DRS now enabled.
Kind of good timing there for Edgar, as Luca had almost gapped Edgar there, almost got a second gap, but with DRS being enabled, that gap is now completely
Look at
full.
Mickey Man. Mickey Man goes for move. Down inside the they go live on the razor and holds the position.
But I would just
moves behind.
just put in there, Benji is absolutely furious with himself. He's talking about, he's just picked up a 1 and he's talking about how he's not too thrilled with what happened. I didn't see it, but it did not sound good. He's looking for a move now, but it's not been a good start.
I think he's calling with Speed Demon here. Speed Demon on the mediums. So probably not have the pace of Benji at this point, so Benji will definitely want to go past.
As soon as possible. You can see P1 down to P9 all in a big DRS train. They're all probably going to start pulling away from the
Oh, look at
drivers.
the back,
Anyway, moving back further onto the front, will we see Edgar go for a move on Luca? We need to see some overtakes. This is becoming a bit of a just DRS train. I don't know what else I really expected, but Edgar not looking close enough to make any moves, and I don't think anyone kind of will be. It's going to be a bit of a recurring theme. Liz with a bit of a poor exit out of turn 3.
P4 currently have about 10% more ERS in the top 3. So if he can get himself just a little bit closer, he might be able to make a move. As Space Apollo is just going to take him and the pace off 4 gears alongside Cupid.
Goes side by side through turn 4. Corky trying to go the long way around the outside. That's giving lap cubes in a wall. I don't know whether there was contact there, but that's caught Benji out as well. And that is surely going to be another safety car. I mean,
out of this race,
that's Q spinning under
I'm
throttle.
just on board with him now, boys.
And
I'll just tell you
going
what's
on
happened
board
here.
with Benji.
That's
That's
Man
a
picking
big,
up.
big
Oh,
crash.
he's just driven straight into him. He's just driven straight into him.
How there
That
wasn't a
cube
safety car for
did
that?
not go in time, apparently.
That's very detrimental for the Williams and the Benji as he resumes his championship fight. That is big upset.
I am very surprised. He just drove, it looked like he drove straight into him from what I'm watching, but
Oh, it's that is massive perfectly. and that is Hassan M and MBFS having a battle.
Oh, they're going to go
Apex
3
is now
wide.
in it.
Oh my
Look
god,
at
Apex
Apex
going down the
through the
middle of
middle.
these two. Is he going to send it down the
He's
inside? They're
just
going
bumped
almost
off
3
Hassan
wide. Apex going for a move round the outside. Is he going to get the traction? Yes, he does. And if he can complete this move, this will be an absolutely fantastic move. And yes, he does. EXR Apex with a fantastic move around the outside of turn 4.
Outside,
This battle is not over. Harrison
This
going
will pick it
to
up.
switch back. Is he going to go for a move down into turn 9? I don't think he will have quite the run on him. But what a move from Apex, who's all the way up into P10. And that is Lax Cube off.
That is Lax Cube having another big issue there.
And his return back to EXR Racing has not been one to remember. Edgar really struggling to keep up with the pace of Luca. I feel like if Luca breaks away, then this could be
Mickey Man has got
the
a study as
best.
well. The top 3 could step right here.
Duke's probably being the faster lot of these drivers in this first pack. Really needs to try and somehow get a move done from the drivers ahead of him. Of course, not very
Look
easy
at
in
Dembele
DRS.
and this is it. This is P5 round the outside of Dembele. Isn't a good move done. Dembele very good defence there.
Space follow and then gives it out. He gets the move done. Well, the braking zone speeds even with a bit of a quiet start to this race. The driver in P4 in the Drivers' Championship, of course, having to
Look at
start
Supply
last after
Raptor and
not
Postal
joining.
Manning battle P6 side by side. The Renault almost able to take the position. Speed Raptor and the Haas. The Supply Raptor and the Haas tried to hold it, but he's now going to switch back in up the inside, not able to get quite enough alongside there. And Postal Manning holds on to P16.
Oh, hold
Doesn't
up.
mean anything.
Edgar has not got DRS on Luca, and I think that is Luca trying to make an escape. This is going to put Edgar under immense pressure to, you know, get back into that DRS, or else it could be kind of race over for people wanting to stay in that front group.
Just
Just big wobble coming up there. And how Dembele could maybe, I don't think he is as little as really going backwards here. He was battling with Dembele not too long ago, now behind Chris and Cooper as well.
Just reviewing the on board with the championship lead now, I'm looking at him. He's not looking comfortable at all. He's struggling. I don't think it's the tyres. I think he's just his teammate retiring, as well as just it's very unstable.
Oh, that's lifted off at turn 8. That is almost kind of racing. Luckily he goes.
Black in P15.
Oh, damn, look at this. Luca's bolted it, and he's
Look at
going
Mickey Man into V2.
absolutely
Edgar.
flies past Edgar there. And Dukes, he's right on the back. He's got more ERS than all 3 of them. And he's going to surely go for a move. He's using a lot of his overtake. And he's going to go for a move. Surely down the inside. Is he going to go down the inside of 2? 3 wide into turn 3. But Dukes gets the move. Gets the traction as well. And that's a daring overtake for Dembele. Oh, almost gets the traction there as well.
And now Edgar takes back P2 there. And now goes side by side, all 3 of them again towards turn 4. It's going to be Dukes and Edgar's into P2. Mickey Man still trying to push the way back ahead of both of them. Looks like Dukes is going to hold P2. As they come out here, Edgar's still sticking his nose in. And now Dembele sticking his nose in behind and getting past Mickey Man. Nice move there from Dembele. And then there's battle behind as well between MAR Cooper and Chris D, which are having battle there. So both Ferraris and both Alfa Romeos who are in this battle.
Yeah, I mean, all this fighting is look at what that's done to the likes of EXR Luca. He's absolutely bolted it now. He's absolutely flung. It's up to Dukes now to try and gap the rest of the field and try and catch back up to Luca. He didn't look too comfortable in the dirty air of the cars, but now he's in clean air in P2 with a lot of decent amount of overtake compared to the guys around him. He could be able to try and bring that gap back down, but saying that, Edgar's got a beautiful run on him out of turn 3, and I'm sure you're going to get the move back done down into turn 4. They're going side by side. Duke's trying to hold it around the outside. Yes, he does, gets the better traction, but Edgar with the shorter route, they're going to go side by side again. Duke's taking the inside line, but I don't know how good that's going to be. Yes, it is a very good defensive manoeuvre from Edgar, but all of this is just losing in time. He's lost 4 tenths in this middle sector due to that battling, which is not doing him any good at all.
That was actually very good from Edgar's. Gone inside the turn for a while in Mercedes and not cause contact. It's very, very good.
Make sure, if you didn't get that joke, Albon 2020, I believe. Dembele, he's looking to be very close. Look at that overtake. He's got a lot more than Edgar,
Oh, yeah.
and he's using
Edgar's
absolutely
a flashing
everything.
light. Oh, he's going to go down the inside. Goes down the inside of ETS Edgar's. And he's got a position, but now Edgar tries to switch back in. He isn't able to. Let's get DRS though. So does Dembele from Jericho. Which way Edgar's go, Dembele holding kind of the middle there. A bit contact in the braking zone, might just been a bit of lag on my screen. And Dembele holding to P3.
Yeah, Dembele.
Good. Going side by side towards turn 4. And it looks like Porky's going to have a run. Maybe. Yep. Harrison does back out of that eventually.
Ooh, what a save
very
from
well.
Harrison. Wow, and it's probably
Now
around
Space
the
Apollo
pit
can have it,
window.
yeah.
It looks like it's going to be around the pit window. However, with the fresher tyres, it looks like the soft medium strategy is going to be very
Mickey
much
Man
higher.
into the pit lane.
So Mickey Man, yeah, looking to go for a big undercut now. Hopefully trying to do something. He's gone for the mediums from lap 13. Now that is very early for the mediums. I'll say the earliest you want to be on them.
Space Apollo and Speedy side by side there. And now Harrison and Porky could be battling.
Latu's officially binned it. Could this be another safety car? Maybe. If it does, then that could be
Look at Alex Brown and Apex there. Through turn 3. Now coming down towards turn 4 now. Apex is just too far back there at the moment. Oh, big inside right lock on there. And now Porky on the back of Apex here. He could try and get it into P8.
Oh, look at that.
And
I'm really
Alex
struggling with
Brown
his tyres. But Dembele's
Oh, look at how many people are in here.
a lot of people into the
Lot of
pits
people.
now. Hopefully none of them
You can
get
see
held.
the graining there. If you look at his extra Luca, you can see the graining on both the front tyres.
He's looking very close to a puncture, but because he has that massive gap, he actually has the... well, he got a pen going into the pits, apparently. Actually, let's check the penalties. Oh! Apex almost kind of hits Harrison into a wall there. Apex up
Harrison is
14
that,
position. Could that be a safety car? No, I don't think it is.
Good.
It looks to
He's
be
done
big.
everything with safety car. Poco Madness on the back of Harrison. Harrison actually got wing damage. The left end plate is missing.
Big
for
lock up from Harrison.
Oh, good move there from Pokemon. And now it is going to be team orders that racing point. Doesn't look like Harrison's trying to go around the outside of the teammate.
Look at that understeer. And this is going to catch Dukes in a lot of traffic here. If he's not careful, he's going to lose a lot of time in this last sector. Look at that. He's right on the back of him. He's got to use a lot of his overtake to get past, or else that could be race over. Luca is into the pits now, so we're going to follow on board with Dukes.
Oh, that was
See
close.
the undercut is going to be.
Mickey Man through last turn there.
So Luca getting a very nice overcut, stays ahead EXR Dukes. But Space Apollo and Speed Demon going side by side into turn 3. The Speed Demon gets the traction outside of turn 3 and gets the move done. But Space Apollo with the DRS and the slipstream, is he going to go back for a move down the inside on the McLaren driver? I think he gets a bit of contact into the braking zone, but Space Apollo has to concede. EXR Luca got ahead of this big train of drivers, and that is really helping him. Duke stuck behind the slower Pokemon Landis, which is losing him even more time, but that undercut gained him about 2 seconds. Fortunate for him, as he was having such a decent race there. MBSFN is right on the back of this front train of drivers. Pokemon Man is getting overtaken again. His tyres do not look very good at all. And Supply Raptors binned it again, I believe. Which is definitely unfortunate for him. The rain does not look like it's coming, I can't lie. We're halfway into this race.
It's
The rain is yet
on
to
the
fall.
inside of Pokemon Madness as they go through turn 1.
Dembele, look at him, he's got a brilliant view on this battle ahead. Christie getting the move on Pokemon Madness. Pokemon Madness just absolutely dropping positions like it's nobody's business here. This is not very good for him. But looking up front, Speed Demon and Porky showing very, very nice pace. Could they be in for a chance of a late charge, especially with the rain possibly
Pokemon Madness
coming?
into the grass there, and both Alpha Male driving through.
EXR Apex down in P14 for now. I don't know what's quite happened there. I feel like he should be a bit further up, but maybe not. No real battles. MBSFN into the pits very early, unless he's missing for Haas or something. I doubt he's going to be able to make softs go.
Christie on the back of red.
And his teammates, they are.
And Christie will move to turn 1 on the inside, got a little wide though, and he will have the position as they head up towards Ramus. I don't know how you say it, but
The Byraptor saying that he actually forgot a setup, so that could have been a big.
that is quite a crucial part of this. Always Chris, now went past his teammate Mickey Man Plus. Chris is on the mission here. He's made 2 overtakes there. Kind of through the middle part of the track, the 2 left hands, Roush and Worth. And you've got a bit of a clean air ahead of him before you catch the inside jukes.
So, what was I gonna say? Yeah, Chris going for another set of softs, which is interesting. He's definitely hoping that the rain comes a bit earlier than maybe everyone else thinks, which is definitely a bold strategy. If the rain doesn't come, then he could be very, very screwed here. But Jukes, he's actually catching Luca. Not awfully, but he's making little inroads into that gap. And Luca will be approaching a bit of traffic very soon, so depending on when his traffic comes, it could ruin his race or it could definitely help him. But the top 3 at the moment doing a fantastic job on their different tyres. But Chris could be actually a very big help to Jukes. If Jukes steps him through and he uses Chris to catch up to Luca, he could be in for a shout of winning this race possibly. And that is Harrison off in between turn 3 and 4. And there's a VSC that is really not helping Chris there as he was cycling up a move on Jukes, but it really helps the medium runners. You can see the track's getting a little bit darker now. It's gone from being very, very sunny to not quite being as certain on the weather.
There are a lot of gaps forming as well. Aside from the front 4 or so, there are quite a few gaps of over a second where there is not DRS. So unlike the DRS payments for the start of this race, this has changed quite a lot as we go back to green flag running here.
Lucas gains a lot on that front pack of drivers. Those mediums don't look very, very handy at all. Look at HSR Porky's front right. It looks dead as anything. It's so badly grained and worn that he could be at risk of a puncture if he's not careful. He's got to be very careful.
Also in that position.
Actually going into the pits to retire. So Speed Demon and Porky both going into the pits to pit.
I don't know what they're on. This has to really
Luca getting a
and I
bit
got
held up.
softs. Porky over softs.
So Space Apollo looking like he's actually going to...
Also takes his time.
So Luca actually not being able to overtake Space Apollo very, very easily at all. He's trying to get the extra traction, but I think Space Apollo might be able to defend here. And if he does, then Jukes could be right back into this. He needs Space Apollo to be able to hold Luca back. Luca
Oh,
sends it
what
from a
send.
mile back.
He is
But gets the move
absolutely
done.
sent it.
That is a beautiful overtake from Luca on Space Apollo, and that has kind of deaded Duke's chance of getting in with LBR Chris.
LBR Chris D is possibly battling Duke here. It is very, very dark around the circuit now. It looks like it could rain any minute now.
Yeah, that is very, very...
Is Space Apollo going to hard to rain? No, it's not. He hits. Clearly he must be punching territory. He thought he might try and hold out for the rain from that position.
Yeah, I think anyone that tried to go on the hards to the end, so there's only one, which ended up crashing out there, definitely would have worked. Wouldn't have worked.
He just saw Edgar's on P4 past Nicky Man. Nicky Man looks for a switchback.
So Dukes, I don't think he's actually going to fight this
BFD.
position too hard.
Edgar's and Nicky Man going side by side towards the slash gold. Or turn 4.
I don't know how you know the names of these corners, but I'm going to go along with it, yes. Yeah, it looks like it could rain any moment now, so Chris could actually be on a very good strategy here. He went to lap 15 on his first set. If the rain starts falling before lap 30, then it could be a very, very strong position for Chris. You can see Chris already taking lots and lots of time out of Luca this lap, and that's going to keep happening for the next 5-6 laps, I reckon. So Dukes just needs to stay with Chris and hope that
Look at
Chris can catch.
Dembele here. He's trying to make a pass on Nicky Man. Hits him slightly into the baiting zone of the Nicky Rowdy curve. Up into Ramus for the...
Oh, could this be a double overtake from Dembele? Look at the overspeed he's got.
Cover it.
Dembele with a fantastic
Side by
move.
side
He has
with
one
Edgar's,
done.
but Edgar's. Very good traction there for Edgar's. Getting rolled up down there, Dembele using that into mode, using that DRS, and retake the position at turn 4. Edgar's almost checking up inside again. Apex is batting MBS FM for the final point at the moment.
Yeah, a bit of a dryish portion of the race, but Chris actually isn't catching Luca. Maybe he's pushed his softs way too hard and he's actually not catching Luca at all. So, that big push he's had might not have helped him.
Cooper is trying to line up a move on Nicky Man, I think.
Oh!
I say that.
He's used his overtake
Chris
too
Boy lost
soon.
damage, he got damage there.
And that's what happens. He's tried to force an overtake, he's tried to get the power down too early, tried to use his overtake too early, and it's completely backfired, and that could end up in him having to piss again with that damage. But Edgar's is looking for a move on Dembele now. Is he going to send it late into turn 4? He does, but Dembele with a beautiful switchback gets the move back on Edgar, and that's a beautiful defensive manoeuvre by Dembele, who keeps P4.
Good driving from a lot of these guys so far.
There's
Not on a proper show for us so far.
The high bikes
Apex
combination
does
is
casually
very
start to pick up the full second.
Oh, Porky's going to go down the inside of Allergy Man into turn 9. You don't see that move very often, but gets the move done, and he is flying on his soft compound of tyres. He gets the move done on MAR Cooper as well. Porky is absolutely flying. Look at this. He's about 10 seconds off the lead. Let's actually take an in-depth look. He's 12 seconds off the lead, but he is flying. Those fresh softs doing absolute wonders for him. Dukes has got back past Chris and has started to close the gap back up to Luca. So this is going to be a very interesting end of the race. Edgar's getting past Dembele again, but again Dembele getting the same switchback move he did before done again. So Dembele, a master of defensive work there. He's keeping his position very, very nicely.
Yeah, that is proving to be a little bit of a train now. Speed Demon up the inside of now Cooper as well. So Cooper is having troubles there. I think he's still got damage, but he needs to wait out until the rain comes rather than put from the ice. And who's that behind? That is MBSF into the wall. Apex also pitting with damage there.
I don't know what's happened there at all.
The contact coming through Vint, I believe.
And that's another retiree. Oh, Edgar and Dembele battling again. I keep missing this fight, but Dembele for the third lap in a row has kept Edgar below him. This is...
Mickey Man's got a good view of this battle. You have popcorn out. Your mic is having a bit of this bounce right now.
Let me restart that.
Mickey Man's still looking at his battle save, but he might have the run on Dembele here. If not in towards turn 3, might find towards turn 4. Quite close enough there, almost pushed Dembele through turn 3 though. Pushes into the best run out of turn 3, in towards turn 4. Don't think he's going to go might go for the huge stem. He's going to go for the huge stem. Little contact and he goes around. And I don't think he got, oh I think he did get a little damage actually there. Little end dropped off. Lots of positions there, so that huge dive did not work out for Edgar's.
They're stacking along very nicely with the EXR Dukes, but I don't think his strategy is going to pay out. It doesn't look like it's going to rain anytime soon, actually.
Yeah, it's not really getting any darker, it's got dark and it's kind of stayed like this for a little while now.
I mean, the weather was set to try and imitate this last session, which we had to do a lobby restart, and it said it was going to rain right at the end, 45 minutes, so I put the weather on light cloud, overcast, and then very wet at the end.
This is pretty overcast to be fair.
Yeah. As I was saying before my mic died, it should be raining about now if the system actually works properly, but clearly the weather system in this game is a bit chalked.
I mean, if you set it to heavy rain, I'd have thought we will see at least a couple of spots by the end of the next couple of laps. If we've been on light, then it might have kind of stayed right to the end.
7.
It's up 29.
But with the overcast bit, I would have thought it would, be a bit more dark than this, but sadly not. I think Chris is going to have to pit sooner rather than later.
Oh, Porky up the inside, Mickey Man. Very nice overtake there.
Will you guys get the position back? I don't think he will do. Speed Demon back up to P7. He's done a fantastic recovery drive. Yeah, doing rightly pointing out that Christie actually physically has to pit, or else he will get disqualified.
Yes, he does.
But I'm sure he's going to be leaving it as long as possible before he wants to pit, just so he can at least try something. At least he can say his gamble paid off. But you can see he's dropping completely off the back of the EXR Dukes. It's not the greatest for him. Lucas still without a penalty, so he's doing very, very well there. And yeah, very, very good stuff from him.
Yeah, Chris's tires are completely dead as well. 14 that hard soft. not be feeling ideal. And he has completely dropped from Dirks as well. He needs to hope that the game has got to my side and don't give him a puncher, and the rain does start to fall.
Yeah, again, no real battles apart from Speed Demon right on the back of Mickey Man. Will he let him through, or is he going to try and battle this? It might be a bit stupid from him to battle this, but he's got to hold his ground though, to be honest. They're still fighting for position at the end of the day.
Mickey Man has 3 seconds less penalties. So yeah. Doesn't look like he's going to choose to do so. As Christie is really going slow now, then back over the pass. He's really not having a good time on those softs.
Looks like Porky and Speed Demon are absolutely carving their way through this field. Chris with 12 seconds of penalties as well, just see.
Speed Demon and Porky both up 12 positions. Race from them, and the rain is starting to fall. Well, yeah, there are spots of rain now. Is it going to get heavy enough? I'm not sure as Chris does fit. Surely he can't go to winters yet.
Unless he is. I feel like he will do actually. Has he? No, he's gone for the mediums.
I don't think it's going to get wet enough.
Yeah, I doubt it. Look at this. Apex and Space Apollo.
Apex and Space Apollo battling for P13. A good look at the back.
On the truck, I can't lie. And the
Yeah,
rest is
very
still
else to come
labelled.
up there. Apex getting a good look at the back of that Red Bull.
Sending it a bit late.
Past done. Rear contact. Always another one here though. Yep, through he goes. And that will be P13.
But Apollo's still kind of there. Actually, I think he's backed off now.
You're going to struggle to hold it around the outside of Rauch. Or Rauch. I don't know how you say it.
So, Luca now with just a big
MAR
gap.
Cooper into the pit lane. Is he risking it on the inters? Yes, he is. MAR Cooper onto the inters, changes his wing as well. It is looking very dark, to be
Oh,
fair.
Dembele getting overtaken by Porky. Porky's up into the podium positions. This is fantastic.
Hold it side by side. Contact!
Dembele saves
Dembele.
it. What a save! Just managing to keep the position. Unfortunately, there for Dembele. He's lost the position, but it's not looking awful. If Porky can catch another 6/10, he'll be taking a podium place off the EXR Dukes, and maybe Dembele could snatch a cheeky podium as well.
Yeah, Porky up 14 positions. This has been a very good drive from him.
Yeah, fantastic. Yellow flags in
And
sector
who is
3.
that? That is
That's
HSR Lizard.
Pokemon Madness and Chris going side by side through turn 1. I've just missed that. But Pokemon Madness, DRS has been disabled. Look at how wet it's getting now. It's I think Lucas should pit for intermediates and lose the race. That'd be a good strategy right now. Yellow flags in sector 1, and that's Apex round.
It's Apex has had a bit of an issue. at turn 1.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am feeling a bit scared for Dukes here. He's not the strongest in the rain. Never mind on warm mediums in the rain. So, I feel like he's going to be losing quite a decent amount of time here.
As Apex
retires. No chance for safety car from now on, so it's purely just a sprint to the end. Gain as many positions as you dare without getting damaged, and it's yours for the taking. It's definitely looking like Luca will be taking home the win by a region of around 5 seconds, which is what everybody actually predicted. Interestingly enough, but Porky on those fresh softs is really catching these guys rather quickly. As we said before the race even started, people that went medium soft would have a big advantage when the rain actually comes, and that is just getting shown right here.
What in the name of them?
Oh, is it? It's like a penalty. He's going for intermediate
on
as
board
well.
On board with Dembele. You can see the gap between Porky and Dukes. It's closing down. I mean, same with Dukes and Luca. Luca's tyres are not looking very good at all.
Currently P2.
Could we see a puncture from Luca? Dukes' tyres are looking a little bit better
That graining
than
is looking very poor on both of the medium compound.
Look how slow Luca's going. He's trying to just save his tyres as much as possible. But they could go as soon as they hit 75%. If he was streaming, I could let you know on his tyres.
Oh, this is very close between Dukes and Porky. Porky's just within that gap, but he does have 2 warnings. If he makes a mistake, that 3 second that Dukes has will be neutralised.
Dukes nearly got too heavy on the loud pump, then he spun it.
Yeah, look at that. Porky gained 3/10 in the traction zone.
Oh, Speed Demon's going to go for it.
Speed Demon with DRS has sent it on Dembele. And
that
gets
doesn't
the move
really
done.
matter,
Dembele with the switchback though.
With that penalty,
Not quite getting the grip.
behind.
Luca, look at those tyres. They look as dead as anything. He's going so slowly. The rain has definitely saved him here. Or else he could be in the line. Could we see him get a puncture last lap? Or is it going to bring it home for the EXR Esports team and bring home his 3rd win of the season? It gets around the final corner and it's going to be EXR Luca getting the win.
Porky!
Is he going to get it? He is!
He's got it around the final turn.
With a mistake last corner, and that's cost him PT there. Porky from like 16th up into P2, Dukes P3, Dembele P4, Speed Demon P5, Mickey Man P6, Allergy Man P7, Chris P8 or P9.
Edgar's jumped up to P7, Azure and was P8 in the end. Pokemon will take P9, Space Apollo P10. Chris outside the points after all those penalties that he had. And it was looking very good for him at one point today, until that strategy did not quite work out.
So we'll be conducting some post-race interviews with the podium drivers. No, you don't understand, Luca. Vivid literally predicted that you would win by 5 seconds.
No, that's the worst part of it.
So yeah,
it was alright.
You stick with us for another minute or two whilst we get the top 3 drivers in for interviews. That was a very interesting race with a lot of drama at the end. Sadly, the rain came with only 3 or 4 laps remaining. Shame it couldn't come with 10 or more laps remaining, and then we would have had a real fight to the end. So yeah, we'll conduct our interviews. We'll get the main people in that we need to. Right, hold up. Can you make the party joinable, please, Vivid? Right. Oh. So yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get Porky in for an interview. Hold up. We'll leave it another minute or two. Okay, no, Porky will not be joining us, but we do have EXR Dukes here, your driver. Can someone invite Luca to the party? Okay, Dukes, good race. P3, unlucky not to get P2 with that penalty. That mistake of the last corner costing you a bit. What do you have to say?
Well, I had my teammate telling me to use overtake at the last corner. Don't know why I listened to him. And yeah, I put it on and almost spotted. Quite well to catch it. My heart was in my throat though.
So yeah, good race for you. Sadly, you get signed out in like 10 seconds. So GG. Good points.
Listen to Benji.
Good points. Yeah, nice. And finally, right, talk about it in the video. Right, and our winner of today's race we have now in the party, EXR Luca. What do you have to say about that race? How did you find it? Yeah, you had fantastic pace, getting the overcut on the drivers. You looked like your tyres were kind of almost off a cliff there. Can you give us insight on your tyres at the end there? Because you looked very close to a puncture. So yeah, a very, very well managed race. No mistakes there, no penalties, so very, very good there. So that is your third win of the season after winning Brazil, Azerbaijan, and now Austria. So this will push you up very, very high into the standings. Are you looking to mount a championship fight in constructors and drivers? Yeah. Next round is Mexico. Okay. So yeah, a very, very interesting track there. But thank you very much for joining us for an interview and a very, very good performance once again. So very well done on that, and hopefully you keep up the momentum for next week. Thank you. So yeah, that will end the stream for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me and EXR Appley for a very, very exciting Austrian Grand Prix, as we suspected. The race highlights will be up on YouTube in about 2 to 3 days, depending on when I can get them out. So yeah, make sure you watch those to get back on the key highlights of that race. So thank you very much for everyone who's still watching, and people who are watching on YouTube or the highlights on YouTube, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
See you lads.